So honestly, the James Gunn is blowing up with a lot of bullets because Peacemaker Season 2 I actually enjoyed. Because welcome back to James Ramblin' Reviews for yet another video. Today's video is all about Peacemaker Season 2, and yeah, I've been meaning to watch the entire season. I've just had, things to watch, other movies I've been watching, other stuff I've been doing that you don't need to know about because that is personal life things. But I've just found time to watch the whole season here. And so just for a bit of context, right, Peacemaker Season 1 was one of the first things I talked about when I launched my kind of James rambling type of channel stuff back a few years ago, where I'd go on the show, talk about Peacemaker. It was one of the first episodes I'd done where I was really shy and stuff like that. Yeah, it's cringe when you think back to all of it. But that said, though, I did enjoy Peacemaker Season 1. I remember enjoying James Gunn's The Suicide Squad movie, how they have Peacemaker and all that in there as well. Season 2 came across, and it was in development for a few years because James Gunn wanted to decide, well, I've got a DC universe I want to get off the ground and stuff like that. So after Superman came out, which I watched, loved and enjoyed, I've watched about 3 times. It's probably going to be in my top movies of 2025 video next month, as we're in the middle of November already, time flies. But yeah, he made like the whole thing with the DC thing and how he built that off of the ground, and then how Peacemaker Season 2 follows right on through after Superman. So there is all of that. So what you need to know is this Season 2 pretty much recaps the first season and the first couple of episodes, and so it does. You would think that it would tell a different story, but obviously because it's already told the story of Peacemaker, it kind of expands all of that. And I will be honest, I have not watched Peacemaker Season 1 in a while. I don't really fully remember if I watched every episode. I watched most of it, but I remember enjoying what I remember enjoying what I saw when I saw Peacemaker Season 1. And so what I will tell you is that this is not a perfect season of television. I think it really is just that kind of simple storyline of just that enjoyable time where you watch it, you kind of just get some amusement off of it, but once you finish watching it, you're like, oh yeah, that I watched that thing, that was there, I enjoyed it for what it was, right? That's kind of how I felt throughout the entire season. Don't get me wrong, John Cena is as good as he was in Season 1. However, I will say there are some jokes in the series where, you kind of saw it coming, you saw the idea of the joke, you're like, yeah, saw that coming, knew that where that was going. There are some cool action sequences throughout the entire season. There's not always action because it's more about the story, the drama, the character development, and how the characters go through a certain pathway, they come across a problem, they solve it, and it goes forward and moves on. So that's the kind of style. That's episodic, obviously, so there is all of that, but I did enjoy that for what it was going for. I also do like the connections that it made to Superman. So because it's been out for just a little bit now, it's been out for a month or so, I think maybe more than that. I was on holiday when it finished airing, so correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, pretty much it was airing during that time of it. It was just after Superman. I think it was August or September, and then it ended in October. So basically there's all of that to be considered here, lots to talk about here, so I will spoil a couple of things right here, right now. So Superman was one of the best movies of 2025, still is. Watch that, I said that earlier in the video. But the way it connects to Superman, I really do enjoy this. Because there are some franchises that can pull it off and it's a cool relief where you're like, yeah, and then other franchises are like, okay, it's just like a slick little cameo situation. And it's cool how they've got like Guy Gardner in it and Hawk Girl in one of the first episodes, and then as you get deeper into the series, right, you see like Lex Luthor popping up, and then you've got like the characters from Superman that were in like that meeting with the suits on, it's all connecting, the pieces are starting to come together, and you're like, yeah, James Gunn is really passionate about his universe. he really finds the footing that he's going for, and I really like that stuff. Like, it's not just cameo, like, you know, there's been these cameos in movies and superhero movies and stuff like that where, you know, you just enjoy it, like Deadpool and Wolverine, or you've got movies where you're just like, the cameo again, oh my god, oh my god. But the way they done it in this kind of series is that they just combined all of the elements of a typical superhero experience and gave it to you in a way that you felt rewarded with. Because if you liked Superman, you're basically gonna just enjoy what those scenes were in Peacemaker season 2, and I do enjoy that. And James Gunn made it all canon, all connect. That's what you should do, right? I really do like that, because I will be honest, there were Marvel TV shows where they were doing all these split off stories, and you're just like, why can't we just connect to the mainline series of the whatever was going on? So I'm glad that James Gunn has learned that lesson from, like, basically he took his own inspirations, used his own ideas to create his own way to portray the story beyond just Superman and Batman, and he definitely is going to start doing that with these other characters, and I'm really interested to see what he pulls off. I know this wasn't a perfect season. I will say it's not better than Superman 2025. It's getting there. He's getting better at his writing. He was really good with his writing in his other movies. I'm just really glad that he's just keep himself going, and he just passionately does these things. And so I do enjoy it. It was a flawed show. There are things you can nitpick. There are things you can say, oh no, 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 no. But it is just enjoyable, fun. It's a fun comedy element sort of show. And so yeah, that's what I'll say about Peacemaker Season 2. There's a lot of thoughts I had to get out there. I'll give it about an 8 out of 10. I really did enjoy this series. I keep saying movie because I keep thinking about Superman. Because Superman, I just remember Superman like it was yesterday. I've seen it like a few times. Watched it a couple of times in the cinema. Watched it again on YouTube movies a month ago or so. So I just remember it all so well. So stay tuned for more like this one. The James Gunn is not done blasting bullets, because he is cooking a marathon of, you know, things to do, and he just knows what he's doing. I just like James Gunn. Whatever, let's go watch more James Gunn stuff. Can't wait for his next project. So yeah, stay tuned for more reviews, and I'll be back with another video whenever I can do that, whenever I feel like it, whenever I have the passion towards a piece of film and all that stuff. Bye bye.